I am back for more pain and misery, and I'll explain that a little later. U.S. Soccer may repeal the ban of players taking a knee, and EA Sports is creating fake crowds for real-life soccer matches. And soccer tryouts and COVID protocols, are they being dealt with? Are they doing it? I don't know. And I have hemorrhoids. All of this on episode 521. All right, first up, U.S. Soccer may repeal the ban of players taking a knee. According to CNN via ESPN, the U.S. Soccer Federation is considering a repeal of the policy requiring national team players to stand during the national anthem, according to ESPN report. The Federation's board of directors plans to discuss the new policy Tuesday, and a formal vote is expected Friday. Woohoo! If approved, the policy would take immediate effect, but will also need to be approved at the next annual general meeting next year. CNN has reached out to U.S. Soccer, but has not received a response. Oh my gosh, how dare U.S. Soccer not respond to CNN, because they might tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth. The policy banning players from kneeling during the anthem was passed in response to U.S. women's national team midfielder Megan Rapinoe's kneeling for the national anthem before 2016 match against Thailand. My opinion. Am I allowed to have opinion? If I give my opinion, if it's not according to your opinion, will I be censored? Will you ban from listening to me? Can I have a thought on this? And I probably shouldn't have a thought on this, because if I do, I could be fired. I could be shut down as a human being. I could get my podcast banned from the 600 listeners around the world. I could be shut down. So I'm going to give my opinion as gently as I can take it. So we have Megan Rapinoe behind me taking a knee, and look at her. She's just so, she is all powerful. Look at me. I stand for something. I kneel for something. So everyone is on the same page of we want every life to matter, especially African Americans, Black Americans. We want them to matter. We don't want police brutality. We don't want any of that. The difference is we're split 50-50 on just kind of elections. This is political. It's on how we handle it. So the thing is, how social media is working, how we're being told the way we should behave and defund the police and all that stuff. I'm against it. I'm against going the route you think you're going. I want better police officers. I want better situations for our communities. And whatever opinion, we're all on the same page. That's what people don't understand. We're on the same page. But one side thinks they know what they're talking about, and they know this is the only way. And another side is thinking, we know everything we're doing. We know what we're talking about. Where I'm at is really not the middle. I'm just confused. We're all on the same page, but there's extremes. And I don't want to get off topic and talk about all these extremes, but we have serious extremes. We're all on the same page. We have different thoughts of how we want to do these things. And I would wish that if we were this upset about anything, I wish we were more upset about politicians. I wish we would uproar like this to remove all politicians. The fact that they can be in there for years and years and years and never get out, doesn't that bother you? Here's the thing. We have too many politicians that have a lifetime guarantee of never being. We needed to fund the government. We needed to fund them, the politicians, Congress. I wish the Congress would have to work for free and with term limits. That's the way it should be. It should be a 2-year deal, term limits. You serve your time. You do what's best for the people of the United States and your community, and get the freak out. And you do it for free. You have another job. I mean, how many of you? I know some of you guys are thinking, oh, that's impossible. Their job's just too tough. Is it? How many jobs do you have? I'll work 20 hours a week. some weeks, and then some weeks I'll work 80 plus. Why? It's all based on passion. I have worked where I'll do my 8-hour job and then work another 8 hours. No problem. I can work 2 jobs, especially if you're passionate about one of them. So we need a better situation where our elected officials serve a purpose, and they cannot go beyond 2 years. They get in there, they vote according to what their community needs are, and that is it. They can't be bought, or at least less bought, and then get them out when you get a new cycle in. We need to defund our congressmen and our senators. They are trash, and we all know they're trash, and we're about to put this back into our politicians that know nothing. You really think you can defund the police? It's not going to happen. You know why it's not going to happen? Because the police have unions, and they can pay the politician for their votes. You're going nowhere, and you're going to let the government deal with it? Jeez Louise. Let's get rid of Congress. Let's have an uproar. Whose fault is this, really? All this anger and all this stuff. It's Congress. They're the idiots putting legislation together that cause these rifts. I don't know. Well, the thing is, I know nothing. I don't know much of anything. We keep doing the same thing over and over again. Let's change the approach. Let's march. I'll join that march. Let's get rid of our flippin' elected officials, both sides. Term limits. Get them out. Out. I mean, look at Nancy Pelosi. Anyone that survived in the Congress and Senate, they're millionaires. That is bull. They're millionaires. Why are they millionaires? How is that possible? We need to rethink things. These career politicians kill me. Anyways, that was a waste of my time and everyone else's time. So the EA Sports is creating fake crowds for real live soccer matches. Sky Sports has announced that they will be teaming up with EA Sports FIFA in an attempt to make watching the Premier League matches a little less sad from home. With quarantine still in effect, the two companies hope to replicate a key component that would otherwise be missing from the live events. I don't know how I feel about this. I do like the crowds. I do like the noise. I definitely like that better than what we're seeing now. But I prefer everyone just to go back. I say everyone goes back, and you don't have to go. Just sign a waiver. I'm okay with dying to the COVID and going back. Wear a mask. Let me give you an example. I was on a plane. I flew with my kids on Southwest to Seattle from Arizona. And this was last week, right before the riots broke out in downtown Seattle. And it was packed. The whole plane was packed. And a guy enters late, and he sits right in front of us. And he was, huffing and puffing because he's late, and he barely got on the plane. And then they started doing the announcements of, how to brace yourself in case we hit a mountain and stuff. He was throwing up. He was like, I need some water. I don't feel well. Okay. They gave him a trash bag, start puking. I'm like, and I'm wearing my mask, and I'm like putting another mask over because the mask is not working because I can breathe and smell things. And they leave him on the plane. What the flip? He's getting everyone sick. Get him off the freaking plane. I'm shocked that he wasn't removed. Can you imagine sitting with a passenger next to you during this whole craziness that a guy's puking next to you? So, I don't know. It is just crazy. He wasn't removed. They could easily stop the plane, freaking got him out, but they kept him. Why? They wanted the money, I guess. But, we weren't in the air and the guy's puking. Freaking get him off. So confused. Confusing times. So EA Sports is hopefully going to do something. It's a bit goofy. I don't even know what to think about on these things, but who knows? So anyway, soccer tryouts and the COVID protocols. I can tell you right now, they're not following no guideline is being followed. They're not. at all. Kids are. I was at. I wouldn't say what, but over the weekend, I drive by Fair Farm, and it is packed. It's packed. I mean, so many people were playing soccer, and I was driving by the freeway, and I'm screaming freedom. I'm like, go do it. But everyone's doing. We're back to normal. It's all over Facebook and everything. And just this morning, there's a indoor group that's doing these strength training and getting kids in conditioning camp, and they're filming it. And these kids are doing push-ups, and they have partners. So one person's doing push-up, the other partner's there with their fists like this. So they're face to face doing push-ups, and no mask, no nothing. I'm like, we're back to normal. Arizona's back to normal. So the fact that we're going to shut so many things down, and we're still talking about online school for schools and all this half days, no one is following the protocols. No one. We're just going to make life a little bit harder because the appearance that we're trying to create, the appearance isn't real. Everyone's getting together. There in Arizona, we're normal, other than people don't know how to behave as far as school districts and colleges, and they don't know what to do. Everyone's concerned about being sued. We should march. That's in March. We should do. We should march and throw a fit and trash downtown Phoenix over lawyers. Let's go trash all these lawyers that sue for everything. Let's go after them. I think riots and marches could be good if we went after blood-sucking lawyers and the Congress and Senate going after them. Let's go destroy their places of work. That would be amazing. And of course, I'm half kidding, but it is goofy. It is goofy. I don't know. I don't even know what to think. So I have hemorrhoids. I was supposed to do a podcast Sunday night focusing on my depression and all that stuff, and I didn't do it. I have hemorrhoids. I'm sitting on a pillow right now. I would say basically it's horrible. I think I got a hemorrhoid running by Burger King. I was cutting the corner and I tripped and fell and I strained myself. Or I did a lot of research on it. Hemorrhoids can develop through stress too. I think I'm stressed out because everything you guys post on Facebook and Instagram and all this stuff about, your political beliefs and all this, and everyone's trying to prove themselves on what they believe, and everything is so frustrating. It's frustrating. Like everyone's like, oh, I have the answer. This is the way it is. But everyone thinks, at least I know that I don't know. There is no right answer to anything. The only right answer is showing that you love and care for your neighbor. That is it. That's all you can do. We just got to be better human beings. We got to treat everyone a lot better, and we need to be better. So, I might do it tonight. I am stressed out about that. Kind of talking about everything about me, but I'm nervous about it, but I'm going to focus on what's saving my life at this time. I'm going to talk about Wim Hof. I'm going to talk about my running. I'm going to talk about my diet and all the things I'm trying to avoid losing it, like your life. So I'm definitely going to be talking about that. And we just live in such strange times. And these one-take podcasts are tough. Because I say a lot of things. I don't know if I believe half of them, but they're my thoughts at the moment. Please don't get offended and don't attack me for whatever I'm believing at the moment. I'm just trying to learn. Sit back and learn. So, anyways, you guys have a great day. I'll be on tonight, I hope. Talking about my hemorrhoids. Just kidding. I'll be talking about mental illness. Nervous about talking about that. Anyways, see you later.